Alright, now, this letter goes out to Miss Michelle Obama in a recent comment. I was watching a video about a graduation, and she said, every morning I wake up in a house that slaves built. Okay. So, Miss Obama, and I wrote this out, I'm so sorry to hear that you have to wake up in a house that slaves built. I could only imagine, the life and the misery you have to deal with every day, with living in that house that slaves built, and the servants bringing you food and everything else that you need. A whole staff of servants. That must be horrible to you and your family. I just can't imagine the suffering and pain you must feel, living in a house that slaves built. Now, I can only imagine that those servants hate you because you probably remind them that you live in a house that slaves built. They probably even spit your food, which, can't blame them there. You poor thing. Now, and understand that you suffer so bad. Forget about the homeless people that wake up and wonder, hey, am I going to have a meal today? Will I get a meal? I wonder what I will be able to eat, to live, and it's cold outside. I wonder if I'll be able to get any warmth today. Those peasants, I can't even believe they would even wake up and think anything, because, my God, you live in a house that slaves built. They don't understand your pain and suffering, and the soldiers overseas, that are waking up in the cold and the heat and the weather and, living on a cot, in Afghanistan and Iraq, the heat must be miserable to them, but again, it doesn't even compare with what you have to deal with. They have to eat, meals ready to eat, MREs, which, oh my God, they're like steak dinners compared to what you have to deal with in the house that slaves built. I just can't get over it, how bad you actually have it. And, they're over there fighting your kind of people, I guess, the Muslim terrorists and shit. I guess they're your people, and, you won't give the soldiers the authority to win or the tools to go ahead and win the damn thing and get the hell out of there. We just have to keep peace and, well, hopefully when you're out of the house that slaves built and another man steps in that house that, he may take a different outlook on things. Maybe he can accept the facts that he's living in a house that slaves built. And the other thing, do you really think that blacks were the only slaves in the world? You don't think that whites were slaves as well as blacks? Oh, well, we forgot about those. Those are the white folk that owned black people. Well, Miss Obama, I hope you're not stupid enough to actually think that's true, What is it, less than 2%, like 1.5% of all the whites in the United States actually owned slaves. A lot of the whites worked along side by side the slaves and the crops and the fields and everything else. So, Miss Obama, you should be ashamed of yourself. Living in a house that slaves built. How much pity that I have on you to have to do that every single day. Thank God you'll be out soon. Maybe you can live in your own house that you built yourself. How's that? Because, a worker is just another type of slave, isn't it? so you can do it yourself, you selfish ass bitch. Sorry, I just got on a rant.